المعرفة, the definite noun. We already studied that the ma'rifah is divided into 7, starting with the Ismul Alam. We learned that the Ismul Alam is the proper noun, example Zaid, Makkah. And then we also learned Ismul Dhamir. The Asma'ul Dhama'ir are divided into 2. First is Ad-Dhama'irul Munfasila, example Huwa, Huma, Hum, and Ad-Dhama'irul Muttasila, example Hu, Huma, Hunna. And then we also studied what is Al-Mu'arraf Bil-Lam. It's a common noun prefixed with Alif Lam. That makes it definite. And today we are going to learn about Ismul Ishara. What is Ismul Ishara? The words to demonstrate or to point out things is called Asma'ul Ishara. Example, this is a cat, that is a table. So how do we say this in Arabic? First, let's note some new words. Singular means mufrad. Dual means tasmiyah. And then plural means jam'. Lil-qarib means near. Il-ba'id means far. هذا, this, masculine. هذان أو هذين. The difference between alif and ya will be studied under the chapter of i'rab. And then jam' هؤلاء. هذه, this, feminine. هاتان أو هاتين. هؤلاء. ذلك, that, masculine. ذانك أو ذينك. أولئك. تلك, that, feminine. تانك أو تينك. And then jam' أولئك. So how do we use this Asma'ul Ishara in a sentence? Easy. Ismul Ishara plus Ismul Nakira. Ismul Nakira can help it to convey a complete meaning. هذا plus kitabun. هذا kitabun. This is a book. So, shall we try this little exercise? You can pause the video if you want. هذا ولد. This is a boy. هذا كلب. This is a dog. هذا فرس. This is a horse. هذا موز. This is a banana. You can also add ذلك and note that these words are in the masculine form, and that's why we use هذا or ذلك. Example, ذلك حبل. ذلك قلم. ذلك كأس. التراكيب, the compounds. Note that we will study about Ismul Mudaf under this chapter. A group of 2 or more words combined together to convey a meaning is called murakkabun. And there are 2 types of murakkab. Al-murakkabut tam and then al-murakkabun naqis. So what is murakkabut tam? It means the complete compound. The complete compound refers to a sentence that conveys a complete meaning. It is also therefore called a jumla, sentence. Example, التلميذ مجتهد. The student is hardworking. دخل المعلم الفصل. The teacher entered the classroom. While reading this, the listener will not have any questions in his mind. While murakkabun naqis means the incomplete compound. It refers to a phrase or a part of a sentence. It doesn't convey a complete meaning. يعني, the listener will have a question as to what comes next. This murakkabun naqis is divided into 4. First, al-murakkabut tawsifi. Second, al-murakkabul idafi. Third, al-murakkabul adadi. And fourth, al-murakkabul ishari. So, what is al-murakkabut tawsifi? It is the compound in which the second noun describes the first noun. It is called al-murakkab al-tawsifi or the adjectival phrase. Example, Al-Qur'anul Kareem, the Noble Quran. When I read this, the listener will have in mind as what about the Noble Quran? And likewise, Al-Hadithu Sharifu, the sacred hadith. The first noun is called Mawsuf and the second is called the Sifa. Note that the first noun is Ismul Dhat while the second is Ismul Sifa. The Sifa and the Mawsuf must agree in 4 aspects. Starting with gender, At-Tadhkir wa Ta'anis. In the examples, Al-Waladu Saghiru, Al-Mar'atu Saghiratu. Ta marbuta defines the feminine form of a word. So when the first word has a ta marbuta, the second should also be feminine with a ta marbuta. Moving on, second being definite or indefinite, at-ta'rif wa at-tankir. Rajulun sahihun ar-rajulu sahihu. In the first, there is no alif lam as the first word is indefinite, the second is also indefinite. Ar-rajulu sahihu, the first is definite by alif lam, the second is also definite by alif lam. Moving on to the third, in case al-i'rab. It has to do with the last haraka of a word. The first example, tilmidan mujtahidan, the first word is having a fathatain, therefore the second word should also have a fathatain. Tilmidun mujtahidun, dhammatain and dhammatain. Moving on to the fourth number, al-adad. Rajulun sahihun comes in the meaning of a pious man. Rajulani sahihani means 2 pious men. When the first word is in the dual meaning, the second word should also have a dual meaning. Example, Rajulani sahihani. So we have successfully covered what 4 aspects the sifa and the mawsuf should agree on. The adjectival phrase or al-murakkab al-tawsifi always forms part of a complete sentence as we are under the chapter of al-murakkab al-naqis. In the first example, we can see at-tilmidu al-mujtahidu najihun. The hard-working pupil is successful. If we only say at-tilmidu al-mujtahidu, the listener will have a question as what about the hard-working pupil? And the second example, هذا تلميذ مجتهد. This is a hard-working pupil. خرج المعلم الجديد من الفصل. The new teacher left the class. We can see that all of these sifa and mawsuf is agreeing on all 4 aspects. The sifa for the plural of inanimate objects, جمع غير عاقل, must be singular feminine, مفرد مؤنث. For example, البيوت الجميلة. The singular form of buyutun is baytun and the plural form of jamilatun is jamilatun. البيوت الجميلة, the beautiful houses. We can see that the 2 words are only agreeing on 2 aspects, the ta'arif wa tankir and the i'rab. الأقلام الجديدة, the new pens. الأشجار الطويلة, the tall trees. الكتب المفيدة, the beneficial books. غير عاقل means those that do not have minds. The second compound, المركب الإضافي, the related compound. The compound in which the first noun has a relation to the second is called al-murakkab al-idafi or the related compound. The relation between the 2 nouns is called al-idafa. Example, سيارة زيد, the car of Zayd or Zayd's car. ماء النهر, the water of the river or river's water. Note that the difference between al-murakkab al-tawsifi and in al-murakkab al-idafi. that in المركب التوصيفي, the second noun is the adjective, اسم الصفة, and in المركب الإضافي, the second is a noun. اسم المضاف, the seventh type of معرفة. The seventh type of معرفة is actually a nakira. So how does it become a ma'rifah? It becomes a ma'rifah due to its relationship with the other 6 ma'rifahs. When it's joined, it naturally becomes a ma'rifah. Here in the example, we can see Baytul Muallimi. The first noun is called mudaf. And mudaf will not have an alif lam nor a tanween. A tanween is when a fatha is doubled. Fathatain, or when a kasra is doubled. Kasratain, or when a dhamma is doubled. Dhammatain. The second noun is called mudafun ilayhi. And normally when any word has an alif lam prefix to it, it will never have a tanween. And mudafun ilayhi will always be in a majroor state. A majroor state is where the word is having a kasra. Therefore, the word is called majroor. The murakkab idafi is an incomplete phrase and will be only a part of a complete sentence. Example, Babul masjidi jamilun. Bab here is mudaf, al-masjidi mudafun ilayhi. The door of the masjid is beautiful, or masjid's door. Rakiba Zaydun himar al-fallahi. Zayd rode the donkey of the farmer, or farmer's donkey. Dual role in murakkab idafi. So how does this work? The noun will be a mudaf ilayhi to the noun before it, and again a mudaf to the noun after it. And since it is a mudaf, it will not have alif lam or a tanween. And being a mudaf ilayhi, it will have a majroor, so one can recognize that it is playing a dual role. Example, سيارة مدير المدرسة. The car of the principal of the school. Shall we see some examples? مفتاح مكتبة المدير. The key of the office of the principal. أزواج رسول الله. The wives of the Prophet of Allah. لون قميص محمد. The color of Muhammad's shirt. أذان صلاة المغرب. The adhan of Maghrib Salah. The adjective sifa for the mudaf or the mudaf ilayhi must appear after the mudaf ilayhi. Example, كتاب الرجل الجديد. The new book of the man. كتاب الرجل الصالح. The book of the pious man. بنت الأمير الصالحة. The pious daughter of the leader. بنت الأمير الصالح. The daughter of the pious leader. The sifa must be ma'rifah since the mudaf is normally ma'rifah. So how do we recognize the sifa is for the mudaf or for the mudaf ilayhi? Simple. If the sifa is having the same haraka as the mudaf, then it is for mudaf. If the sifa is having the same haraka as the mudaf ilayhi, then it is the sifa for mudaf ilayhi. Let's learn something new. So how do we ask one's nationality? Ma jinsiyatuka. Ma jinsiyatuka. What is your nationality? If you are a Sri Lankan and if you are a male, then you can say Ana Sri Lankiyun. Ana Sri Lankiyun. If you are a female, simple, you can add a ta marbuta again. Ana Sri Lankiyatun. Ana means Sri Lanka. I am from Sri Lanka. Shall we try doing a little conversation on what we have learnt? Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. كيف حالك? How are you? بخير والحمد لله. All good. Alhamdulillah. ما جنسيتك? What's your nationality? أنا باكستاني. I'm a Pakistani. Or أنا باكستانية. Again, I'm a Pakistani. أهلا وسهلا. We have more nationalities on our left. تركي أو تركية Turkish. عراقي أو عراقية Iraqi. سوري أو سورية Syrian. هندي أو هندية Indian. مصري أو مصرية Egyptian. Let's test ourselves. Identify the إضافي and توصيفي. First, حقيبة المدرسة ثقيلة. School bag is heavy. جاء الطالب المجتهد. The hard-working student came. شاهدت المباراة الممتازة. I watched the perfect show. وقفت في حديقة الحيوان. I stood in zoo. هذا الرجل طالب علم. This man is a seeker of knowledge. أحب بنتا جميلة. I am loving a beautiful girl. نور الشمس قوي. The light of the sun is strong. كتبت امتحانا صعبا. I wrote a hard exam. أسمع بكاء طفل. I am listening to the cry of the child. عنق الجمل طويل. The neck of the camel is long. قرأت كتابا جميلا. I read a beautiful book. هذا قلم زيد. This is Zaid's pen. هذا طعام لذيذ. This food is tasty. So, can you try to identify what is مركب إضافي and what is مركب توصيفي? The alif and fa is for إضافة and waw and sad is for توصيف. Did you get everything right? Then bravo! Note down your new words and memorize. See you next time.